Alright, back here at Castaic. It's almost 7 a.m. Sun's not quite up. So I'm hoping to get a nice early start again, hit the coves, and I'm looking for lots of topwater action like last time. I mean, it was such an amazing experience just seeing that many fish everywhere hitting on the surface like that. It's really exciting, and you can see them just under the surface schooling. So again, the goals are striper, hopefully the striper boil. I'd really like to catch one. And then of course top water for bass early in the morning. And then as the sun comes up and starts to warm up, start some finesse fishing in the coves and stuff. So that's it. I cannot wait to get on the water. All right, see you in a bit. I had to go back for my sunglasses. I was only about halfway to my spot, but can't fish without sunglasses. Not out here. It's too sunny. So I've seen a lot of topwater action already near the marina, which is a good sign. We see they're starting to boil over here. Try and get them to bite this lure. Decent sized ones too. Well, once again, they're down there. They're following my lure up. One swerved on it, the boat, but they're not all that aggressive. Which is very similar to last time. You can see them down there, and they'll turn and look away. But it starts to warm up, they start getting more aggressive, and hopefully I'll start catching a few. Finally caught one, a little baby. Yeah, I know it's not worth even turning on the camera. I was so excited just now. It's been a pretty slow day, but I saw a really big shad on the top of the water, injured, but still kicking pretty good. So I went and caught it in my net, and I was trying to go back to the cove where all those big fish are. I put in my bucket with the aerator, and I went back to the cove where all the giant bass are, but there was fishermen back there, like right on top of the spot, and I couldn't squeeze in. So I came to this other spot where I know there's big bass, and I caught, a bass on live bait here before, but the problem is my shad is not doing too well. I don't know how alive it is, so I may have missed my opportunity, because it's a big shad too. So it's something that these giant bass would gobble up, I imagine. So it may be a little live, so I'm gonna keep it down there for a while, but I was so close. Well, for every stroke of luck you have and every good day of fishing, you seem to have just as much bad luck and bad days of fishing. So I got the live shad, injured but really alive. Managed to catch it, race over to the cove where I know all those big bass are, but there's fishermen there. So I race back to this other place where I know there's fish. I may have hooked it wrong, because I think I killed it as soon as I hooked it. But anyway, I threw it in, and within minutes, I get snagged, and I lose the shad. To add insult to injury, I think my shad was floating on the surface and it just got eaten. Caught that little waterfowl. Waterfowl indeed. He wasn't hooked, he was just holding on to it. And I pulled him all the way to the boat and then he let go. And then after he let go, he was looking for it. Well, it's definitely one of those tough days. It's nice out. It's kind of cool this morning. It's a new moon. I don't know if that has any effect on the fish. But as usual, the conditions are very different. The water is murky. Not a lot of topwater activity, probably the least I've seen. Not a lot of shad activity, probably again the least I've seen. It may be the end of the shad. Seen a couple fish, caught the one earlier, but I haven't seen anyone else really catch any fish. So I don't know, maybe try a couple different things and then call it a day. This is just not turning out to be the day. So there's lots of snags here. It's windy. I've caught up on a branch as usual, no big deal. You just sort of pull and my rod snaps. Look at this. It just snapped. But I still got the hook undone. Hey, good job, Shimano. Quality rods. Alright, so I wasn't going to even add this video, but I did catch one fish, and I just want to talk about the conditions. It's crazy, I've said it many times, especially with this lake, is the conditions change so much. The water's murky, the Santa Anas have been blowing for the last week, so it's weird. It's cooled down the water tremendously. When I caught that injured shad and scooped the bucket in the water, it was really cold. So I think that's affected the fish overall. Even though the weather's not that bad, this cold air that's been blowing through here I think has really affected them, because I talked to a lot of guys and it was just pretty slow out there. So it wasn't all a waste though. Besides, I think I injured my tooth biting the line. I actually snapped one of my rods the first time ever. It's not Shimano's fault. I got snagged and I just jerked it wrong and it broke. But I did learn some stuff. I talked to some guys at the dock and he caught a bunch of striper today. I didn't see any boils. He said he didn't really see any boils either, but he had a couple of techniques that he was using that he shared with me. So I'm gonna give that a shot next time. See if I can't catch some of these striper. And that's it. He says come back tomorrow. He says the conditions should be better, which I would love to, but I don't know if I will. So anyway, until next time, I will see you tomorrow.